Drake is on Jay-Z head.
You boys got big on my name. That's big enough.
So y'all, I'm a pretty big Drake fan, right? I like a lot of his old shit. I like a lot of his new shit. But these albums are mid. They're mid at best. They're mid.
His record of that year so happened to be Kendrick Lamar, and the song just so happened to be Not Like Us. Not picking a side, but seemingly picking a side if you ask me. More than likely saw that, didn't care, as all the smoke for Hov. I want to know how you guys feel about Drake whacking Jay-Z on his 3 albums. Like I said, he was not letting up on Hov. Drop them thoughts down in the comments, you guys. Peace.
Breaking news. Drake released an album called Iceman. Now, Black Americans are reacting. Some are furious, are saying that the album is trash. After White House posted the album cover with MAGA, with the word MAGA, and in the caption they put iced out. So now fans, not all fans, they are furious and they are saying the album is trash. Some are praising the album, but most of the Black Americans are saying that the album is trash. They have never seen a bad album like this.
A Drake album reaction, there is none. Gang, I'm not listening to 40 songs. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. Bro, I'm not listening to 40 songs. It is what it is, bro. Fuck, and Lucky Drop. Why would I spend my time listening to 40 songs? And I already know what I'm getting from those 40 songs, too. I heard it was like 3 different genres or for 3 different whatever, nigga. I'm not listening, bro. It's 40 songs, gang. I'm not doing it.
So Drake released his new album Iceman last night, and I just got done listening to the whole thing. And I gotta tell you, this album is absolutely trash from start to finish. I actually think I fell asleep during the 5th track of the album. And I'm a big Drake fan. I fuck with Drake, but this just wasn't it. When I think Drake, I think the motto. I think headlines. I think starting from the bottom. I think nice for what. Most importantly, I think about all of the unbelievable collaborations he's had in his albums in the past. DJ Khaled, Meek, Big Sean, Rick Ross, 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne. You gave us 21 Savage? That's it? For a whole fucking album? There's literally not one banger on this entire album. People are like, oh, the lyrics, they're so deep. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You don't need to have a song put you to sleep to have deep lyrics. You know what I'm reminded by when I listen to this album? I'm reminded of when Eminem released Relapse and Refill and Recovery or whatever other albums he put out. They were filler albums that put out for Eminem to make money because he could. And this is the same thing that Drake is doing here with this bullshit album. I guess I'm going to have to hope that the other 2 aren't as horrible as this one, because this one is garbage. What do you guys think? Have you listened to the album yet?
This is every artist that gets dissed on Drake's brand new album, Iceman. Starting off with Pusha T, Drake ends up making a little shot at Pusha on this album by bringing up the fact that he was named in the Epstein files a few months ago and then says, y'all was in the island hopping back and forth. Now your name's redacted. Alongside that, A$AP Rocky also gets called out when Drake ends up saying, your baby mama ain't even post your single. Where's she at? And this is a reference to AOCP Rocky dropping his brand new album back in January, Don't Be Dumb. Drake also takes a shot at Jay-Z when he ends up saying that he would take the $500,000 over the dinner with him, flat out saying, I'll take the $500,000 over the dinner. DJ Khaled also gets some shots for staying out of the beef, even though Drake was dealing in a 1v20, with Drake specifically saying, Khaled, you know what I mean? The beef was fully alive. You went halal, and your people still waiting for a free Palestine. But apparently everything isn't black and white and red and green. I'm seeing every everyone's true colors. Playboy Cardi as well is caught in the crossfire during this album when Drake ends up dissing him by bringing up his brand new album, Baby Boy, with Drake saying, "Baby boy, please, I heard what you said to little bro about me. Yeah, and when you run into Iceman, what you gonna do except freeze? You not about to squeeze? You not in the streets." As for Kendrick Lamar, he gets dissed all over this album, with Drake firstly accusing him of botting his streams with him saying, "Damn, who is this guy for real? 100 million streams vanished. No one got questions." And then in Iceman episode 4, Drake ends up lighting up a bot farm on fire, which is just another reference to Kendrick Lamar botting his streams to Not Like Us. And then Drake takes another shot at Kendrick Lamar with him saying, "What was the year you said you had slaps? Cause I don't remember it going like that. I don't remember one word of your raps." Nonetheless, though, what do you guys think about these disses that Drake made to different artists on Iceman? Are you guys rocking with them? Are you guys not? Let me know.
This is on the White House X account. They posted Drake's album cover and they put a MAGA chain on it and they put "Iced Out." There are so many things wrong with this picture. First, Drake, we got to talk about this. You'll never be close to Michael Jackson. You can put on his glove. You can drop 3 albums. You can do all that shit. You will never amount to that man. Second, if the White House feels comfortable enough of using your album cover as part of their ICE campaign, baby, you are definitely not like us. Because we know the White House would never do this to Kendrick. Boy, you have fallen. And you know the crazy thing about this is that you dropped this album and 2 other albums, and you are still in court fighting against Kendrick's 1 single against UMG. It's time to hang it up. The culture is not with you. The only people still following you are delusional as fuck. You really have lost the culture.
I just called to ask who gonna be a maid of honor. I love your features and some sexy red, but you look better in white. And I hope you over your whole face, because I want you to be my wife. So let's run to Atlanta after the altar, because I see my future with you. For rich or for poor, let's dance like we at the party next door. I know you want a nice man, but before I throw rocks at your window, let me throw a rock on your head. I hope you like Iceman.
Did you just recite?
Chill, Habibti. Chill.
Boy, get off my phone. Get off my phone.
Love you.
Love you. Goodbye.
I'm not the only one that knows that Drake's album dropped, and I know he's Canadian, but the White House posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, and the caption is "Iced Out," and they took a mockery of his album cover with the studded glove holding a MAGA, it says MAGA like a chain. So, let me get this straight. Although Drake is Canadian, he is black. He is mixed, he's black. He's not a black American, but it's still our culture. Doing all the redistricting, taking away black voices, and now mocking album covers. And I don't know if they know, did they listen to it? Because he does reference Epstein in his new album. Mocking. I don't know if you guys want to clearly you haven't listened to it.
Last night, rapper Drake dropped his album Iceman, and of course, Donald Trump's administration has to try to ruin something that everybody else is enjoying. So this is one of the albums that Drake dropped, Iceman, and the cover is him wearing the Michael Jackson glove that he would always wear. And so the White House thought it was a good idea to wake up and post this. It went incredibly viral, 11 million views. It's the glove holding a chain that says MAGA. They added "Iced Out." And this is just incredibly cringy for so many different reasons. Drake also doesn't even like Trump. He's made that pretty clear in his music before. And like, can they be adults for 5 seconds? They're ruining the economy. They're destroying this country, embarrassing the United States on the world stage. And this is what they're posting. And the responses to this post have been great. For example, Anonymous posting this in response to the White House. I also thought this one was was pretty good. Went incredibly viral as well. They have time to post crap like this, but no time to fix the economy. It's so obvious that Republicans and Trump desperately want to be seen as cool and hip and part of the culture. They do stuff like this all the time, and it backfires every single time.
Real quick, being that Drake dropped Iceman today, I'm seeing a lot of people come out and say all that hype for it to be shit, and he's rapping like it's a Dr. Seuss novel, and this was shit, and whatever. First things first, Iceman is a good album. Like, it's a good quality album. Is it a 10 out of 10? No. But there's a lot of artists that if they dropped Iceman, that would be their best shit, and it would be a great album. But there's a handful of artists that set the bar so high with classic, iconic previous projects like Drake. For example, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. If you're reading this, it's too late. So I think fans fall into comparison with great stuff like that. But the harsh reality is we're not getting another Take Care. We're not getting another Nothing Was the Same. We're not getting another If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And that's okay. That doesn't mean everything after that is fucking garbage or he flopped. Like, no. Drake just happens to be one of those artists that set the bar really high, really early. Like Future, for example. We're not getting another Dirty Sprite 2. Like 50 Cent, for example. Like when he was dropping albums, we weren't getting another Get Rich or Die Trying. It wasn't happening. And that's okay. That doesn't mean everything after that is garbage or a flop. You know what I mean? That being said, Iceman is definitely a good album. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all talking about, and I'm not even a Drake fan for real. Now for the other two. Habidi, I think Habidi is okay. Mind you, this is our first listen. I think it's okay. Maid of Honor, he could have kept that shit in the stash, real talk. That ain't it. That is not it. So out of the 3 he dropped today, he's 2 for 3 to me off first listen. So it's all right. Not a bad day. Not a bad drop for Drake, bro. And another thing with Drake too, at least for me, Drake has always been one of those artists like his projects grow on you with time. Like at first when Certified Lover Boy dropped, I thought Certified Lover Boy was mid at best. You let that shit ride for a few weeks or maybe a month, those shits grow on you sometimes. Like Views did the same thing. More Life did the same thing. Drake is one of those artists, so don't be too heavy on him today. If it's not good today, give it a little time. Maid of Honor, I'm good off that though. I don't think I'll be bumping that ever again.
Let us hear what our brother is saying.
So I haven't seen any Iceman reviews, but this is the only one that you need to see today, okay? 9.5 out of 10. Iceman, 9.5 out of 10. And it might be a 9.75, 9.8 out of 10 based on those last 2 songs. Like, the last two songs, I've already had them on repeat about 10 times. I had a webinar that I had to host today, so I had to give it up and get in like a hype mood or whatever. But when Drake get to talking his shit, when Drake get to complaining, when Drake feel like his back up against the wall and he don't got nobody on his side, I don't know what everybody else is listening to. I haven't heard nobody else say anything about the album. I already know people is gonna be whatevering, but don't listen to them. Listen to me. The album is a 9.5, 9.75 out of 10. It has replay value. I've already replayed it a couple times, and summer's here. Period.
Hey, those Drake albums ain't it. All 3 of them. So it's 1:33 a.m. And I just listened to all 3 of those Drake albums, dog. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's so many skips on these albums. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I like Kendrick music. Kendrick my type of guy. But I also like Drake music. Favorite Drake album? Nothing Was the Same. Classic. You can let that album play all the way through. Now, I don't know if Kendrick put something in our minds subconsciously or if we just outgrew Drake and his sound. Or maybe he didn't grow with his music. It almost seems like he's unrelatable. Sonically, the music is just not it sonically. I don't know if 40 is making his beats or he has somebody else making his beats, but I'm not liking that sound. And Drake, please stop the beat switches, dog. If you're gonna switch the beat, it better be better than the first part of the song. Or the second part of the song better be better than the first. But don't switch the beat and then the beat switch is trash. To me, the best sounding album out of all 3 is Habibi. Just sonically, I can see where he got a few hits for the women. But that slow flow trying to rap and talk to us, I think one per album will do it. To me, Drake has always been his best on trap beats or those soulful Rick Ross style beats. Lemon Pepper Freestyle, that's where you gotta get those timestamp songs on, man. That timestamp rap you do, you gotta put that on those Lemon Pepper Freestyle type beats, man. That's when you really be talking to us. I think he too much in his head and he not just making music. I honestly think that we might have outgrown Drake. Or we're at a time in our life where substance matter and he just can't feel that. I don't think he can feel where most of us are in life. I don't think he can really feel the climate of the world. We kind of getting past the big braggadocious celebrities and throwing it in everybody's face. And because for one, we know a lot of it is cap and it's not really pushing music forward and it's not pushing the world forward. I think that's where we at a time in our lives where we want stuff to push the world forward. I think he should have stayed gone a little longer. Should have stayed gone a little longer and popped back out in a time of happiness and celebration. Drizzy, you either got to speed it up or you got to switch producers, dog. I don't want to think that the whole time it was the youngins that was making you hot, that it was the underground scene and sound that was making you hot. I know it.
First of all, I don't like this Drake album cover. Like, I don't know why he got this Michael Jackson glove on there doing this 6 sign or whatever. The first track is called Make Them Cry, which is interesting because people was kind of making him cry during the beef. So, like, I expect this one to be very vengeful. There he go, dissing his damn dad again. Did Kendrick tell him to stop doing that? They granddad is like my little brother, whatever. They dissing his dad. Okay. Wait, what you mean all 3? He dropped 3 Iceman albums? Hold on. There is 3 albums? Oh my fucking God. I know you lying. What? Drake said one of these bitches gonna hit. Why would you get a fine ass therapist? Like, no. If I get a therapist, like, they always gotta be a little ugly. Cause I don't wanna tell attractive people my problems. You know what I mean? You gotta pick you a ugly ass therapist. Or you just don't feel bad telling them your problems. Cause like life could be worse. I could be ugly. Like you. So listen to my fucking problems, man. I don't know much about the Iceman superhero. I'm gonna have to look him up. But to me, Iceman, it made it sound like he was about to come out like killing shit. You know what I mean? Like, he was about to come out with some superpowers, like, done with the sad shit. Yeah, I lost the beef. Well, fuck it, here we go. Rah! And he's just like, I'm singing and I'm sad. My dad got cancer bad. Like, oh, okay. This song is called Janice, Shut the Fuck Up. So whoever Janice is sick right now, unless she didn't listen to the 89 tracks that Drake dropped and she don't know. But yeah, Janice, I guess you gotta shut the fuck up. They say yes, on May 15th, Drake surprise released 3 albums simultaneously following his feud with Kendrick Lamar. They still gotta put that in here. Fuck ass. This massive 43 song release is widely viewed as a strategic move to fulfill his contract obligations, potentially marking the end of his deal with his current label. He gave us label fillers? This feel like when Anthony Edwards paid $1 million up front in child support to get them out of his fucking life. Like, bro, I'm mad as hell. I really try to force liking this. I hate it. Nico, I feel the same way. Bro, I just knew I was about to have me some new fucking songs to add to my library. And I'm really trying to make myself like it. I really am. Listen, I don't even ride people, but if I catch Drake riding Dolo, I'm gonna take your fucking chain. Fuck a photo. Like, nigga, don't let me stay the night at Drake house. My bag gonna be packed. You know how some people like be at a hotel and pack all the shit up? Bruh, I would take so much shit out of Drake's house. They have to check my suitcase before I leave. He said, if they see me by myself, would they rob me or take my chain or take a photo? Don't let me catch you by yourself, Drake. Especially after this album. I rated out of how many songs I downloaded. So to me, it's like a 3 out of 18. Because 18 songs in there, there's something about 3 I like. But damn, this sucked. Damn, Drake, this is ass. I ain't gonna lie. And then you dropped 3 more albums. I think people were expecting a lot. I can't speak for people, but I myself was expecting a lot. I really was. Because he did so much promo for it. He knew that he had a lot of shit to prove after a beef and people doubting your skills. And you came with some mid. Like, I can't act like the shit wasn't mid.
I'm not gonna obviously speak too much of it, but this album is amazing, front to back. I'm not lying to you guys when I say this is no skips. I'm genuinely very, very, very proud and happy for him because he worked so hard for this shit and he wanted to surprise the world and drop 3 albums, and he wanted just to ship. This is a very important album for him because he's got blackballed, and for once, and he had to cut off a lot of people in the industry, and I'm just so happy for him. And I think I said it. This is one of his most important albums, and it just goes to show you that he can make an amazing piece of work without anybody but himself. But now, this album, I love it, or from the first listen.
When Jimmy in the wheelchair said, "I want to be a rapper, call me Drake," we said, cool. You rockin', we rollin'. This is a conversation about Drake versus Drake. So please don't mention the beef he had because Auntie didn't listen to none of that, okay? I was minding my business somewhere. All Drake did on Iceman was fuss. He is upset with his old friends. He is upset with his old fans. And it sounds like he don't want to be in his contract anymore. I said the lyrics were bad, okay? Now let's look together at the lyrics that I said are bad. Let's listen together.
Twisting it. Yeah, twisting his fingers and looking at me. Twisting some shit up that I never seen. Twisting it up, I don't know what that means. Twist. I'm twisting it back because he twisting at me. Twisting that 6 in his face. Twisting that R in his face like Styles and P. Twisting the M and the O and the B. Twisting the O and the C and the T and the O and the B and the E and the R and the G and the A and the N and the G. Twist.
If you think lyric wise those are great lyrics, then that's cool. I'll keep the old Drake. Y'all can keep this new Drake. That's all I'm saying.
So Drake decided to drop 3 albums last night. One really good, one solid, the other, the less said the better. Let's talk about it. Out the gate, Iceman is kind of nice, man, like low-key. This album is the franchise. It's the QB1 rap record filled with a bunch of Drake and Drive tracks. He addresses the Kendrick stuff and how that situation made him very bitter and upset, and he feels backstabbed, and he has to remind y'all that he's still the boy, but he's really the man as well. As far as production goes, these might be some of the best beats I've heard Drake on in a minute. Like, a lot of it reminded me of like late stage gospel Kanye from like Donda and Kissy Ghost, and like some of these songs like Janet Shut the Fuck Up, I can't get out of my head because that like lo-fi staticky arcadic beat, like it is unbelievable. Who produced it? I need to shake your hand personally. Reach me, baby. Man, that's the best song in the album. I gotta just tell you straight up. As for the flows, the melodies, his vocal inflections, he's using a lot of autotune, but it works for me. Stuff like Whisper My Name, Plot Twist, and can't forget Dust. Girls from Atlanta, they call me Santa. Come on now. Especially that beat switch, I'm a corporate America, his Survivor, like, I will say though, he does love spamming the beat switch gimmick to his detriment because sometimes it ruins stuff like National Treasures completely, so it's hit or miss. And as for the pure bars, the Drake and Conversate tracks, stuff like Make Them Remember, I don't normally condone bronze slander, but even I had to, after hearing that 23andMe bar. That and Firm Friends, some of the best songs as far as addressing this entire situation, and just letting people know how he really feels about all of it. Also, can't forget, we got straight bops like Ran to Atlanta. Drake does a lot of playing off of what Kendrick said about him in a fun manner. And man, bro, I had never heard of Molly Santana before this, but she is for sure the next Hannah Montana. She was sliding. Oh my God, Iceman turn. Iceman really don't got many misses aside from that government-mandated 21 verse, which we are so good off of. There might be another track that I'm missing, but like I thought it was overall really, really good. If I had to give a grade right now, I'm thinking like an 8.5 to a 9 with potential to get even higher. It's already passed the late night test. It passed the gym test. It's about to pass the car ride test. And with every listen so far, it's just getting better. Now, I can't say the same for the other albums. Specifically Maid of Honor, didn't feel right listening to Ho Phase while Your Mother graces the cover of the album. Like that US mandated Sexy Red feature, I don't know how she keeps doing it. Astaghfirullah. Get out of my head. Get out of my head! Both features, atrocious. Like, she cool, but like, I don't want to hear that shit again. Genuinely. Turn that shit off. I heard people saying this album isn't for the guys, it's for the girlies. I still think the girls deserve good music as well. I also heard people saying this is for the honestly never mind truthers. Now, I didn't vibe with that album at first, but it's grown on me tenfold. Stuff like, falling back on me. Stuff like, why would I keep you around? Why would I keep... And Flights Booked. Like, all that stuff is heat to me. Maid of Honor, however, is ass. It is like a collection of the most slopified Afro beats and club music I've ever heard. And we can quite frankly lock this in a vault and throw away the key. I will say, though, I'm keeping Road Trips off this. I'm leaving with something. Lastly, we have Habibti. Habibti, please. Ana akid inti awana akra. Let me stop. This one's solid. We got some good R&B cuts like Classic, which gave me a huge throwback vibe. I thought Gen 5, White Bone, Fort Worth are all really good. It does have some very low lows like Playoff James Harden. I'm talking I'm Spent, the Sexy Red feature. But overall, it's a really solid album to Drake and drive to post going out to the bar. If you're like me and drive a lot, those late night car rides are going to be feasting. Overall, 3 albums is a lot. Please don't do this again. I know you did it to get out of UMG probably. You even mentioned on Janice STFU that, you want the label to free you. So I'll let this slide. It would have been perfect if he just dropped Iceman, but I also get it too. He likes to make music for everyone. Now he's Mr. Worldwide. I won't complain. As far as the whole body of work goes, I'm satisfied with Toronto Man, But let me know what you guys thought about his projects in the comments below. Also, follow for more if you're still here.
All right. This is about to be about the Drake album, y'all. Now, I always feel like majority of people hate on any shit that he drops. And then 4 months come around, everybody blasting it. It's on TikTok, it's dances, it's all this shit. Like, this is a repetitive thing. This happened with Honestly Nevermind, Sexy Songs for You, and a whole bunch of other shit. It hasn't even been a full 24 hours and y'all already saying it's trash. Like, mind you, it's not even just one album, it's 3. So you have to digest, multiply, and take your time and sit and listen until you fully understand what he's fucking saying. Niggas just played this shit out through the whole time. I was like, oh man, this shit garbage. I bet y'all didn't even dissect the words. Y'all was just listening to feel a beat to be like, yep, that's a banger because of the beat. Although all songs aren't like that. In my opinion, I like all 3 of his albums. I definitely feel like Maid of Honor was like dance hall club, shake that ass. Iceman was definitely about, the rap beef, Kendrick, everybody who turned against him. He in his feelings. So, of course, if a man gonna be his feelings, let him be and let him talk his motherfucking shit. And Habibi, the third one, don't know how to pronounce it. Obviously, R&B, and my feels about a bitch. Some shit. I really hate when y'all hate as a majority, as a collective, and then 3-4 months turn around, bumping the shit, highest streams, best song, And every album isn't about to sound like the last. Like, he's evolved so much as an artist. Any shit that he dropped, he's trying new shit. He's not about to be sad, a puppy from all his other previous albums. Like, bye.
Did Drake essentially save his position as the #1 guy with this project? Because over the years, I have been saying that he can't stay at the top forever. And especially after the Kendrick Lamar beef, his time at the top has even been cut shorter. And what Iceman needed to do, in my opinion, was not just be good, not just be great, but blow you out of the water. This had to be the project where he had to remind people why he was the #1 guy, why he sat at the top. This is what that album needed to do. And for 18 tracks, you can see him attempt it. It does seem like he is trying to recreate past glory. A lot of the tracks sonically sounded like something that should have been on a previous album. Like Don't Worry sounds like it should have been on Take Care. Or the track with Future and Molly Santana, Run to Atlanta, sounded like it should have been on If You're Reading This Is Too Late. And that's not necessarily a knock. These are really loved albums, but they are projects that we have heard before. And while I love that Drake is an amazing rapper and he has these amazing verses where he's just spitting bars, it does seem like he has gotten to a position where there really isn't much for him to talk about. As far as the production goes, it's pretty solid, but it is typical Drake and shit that we've already heard before. And it sucks that it's only until you get to the end of the album do you get to the best song, Make Them Know. I don't think that this album was absolute trash, but it definitely wasn't Scorpion. This is not trash, but it's not Take Care. It's not Nothing Was the Same. Even Certified Lover Boy, at the very least, you can say had an identity to this project. But this project just kind of feels like all over the place, and it's just him trying to relive the past, throwing anything at the wall, seeing to what sticks. So, did Drake drop a bad project? No. But did he blow you out of the water? Probably not. And with this album, I think we can safely say that Drake has had his moment in the sun.
The new Drizzy Drake Iceman. This is what we've been waiting on. So anyway, Drake has dropped Iceman, so I had to dress for the occasion. Icy. Now, I don't want to hear y'all in the comments saying, oh man, it just came out. That's not enough time. Listen, let me give y'all my top tracks from the album so far. Make 'em Cry, Shebang, that thing going. I ain't gonna lie. Make 'em Pay, Make 'em Remember. Hold on. There's a little trend with those names. But I'm rocking with them all. So far. Give me some time. But so far, those are my top tracks off Drake's new Iceman album. Let's go.
Today is Drake Day, and I ain't got time to be hearing nobody's mouth about what his album is and ain't. I'm not taking nobody serious who done went through 3 albums since last night, and made a decision about it. I don't respect no opinion of nobody who move like that, because there's no way that you could have set up and listened to 3 albums and then already have a full review decision made about it. I started on Iceman, and I'm going to let that marinate first before I move on to the other albums, because I need to be able to listen to the songs more than once, and I need to listen to them in the car. There's different ways I need to listen to them before I can make my final decision. Is it a go straight through it without skipping a track? No, that has not been the conclusion I done came to. So far out of Iceman, I got 6 out of the 18 tracks saved. That's being honest. Still don't make me feel no different about how I say I love Drake. I don't have any of his albums where I got all of the songs saved, right? There's still some that I like better than the others on every album. You're not getting the old Drake. I don't even know what old Drake for real that y'all really actually want back. He told you in the album that he didn't went through too much for you to get that Drake back, right? Each album is him growing and taking the experiences and rapping about it. How he gonna rap about something that's irrelevant to what's going on right now? You want his feelings from back in the day, but to make the feelings that he got today. All right, people change, people go through a lot. This album, that man upset. That man is triggered and upset, and that's what you're hearing in this album. This is him venting. But like I said, I'm a Drake fan, and ain't nothing gonna ever change that. I'm riding with Drake to the end, and I don't care. So if you got negative stuff to say, keep it off my page, keep it cute, because I don't play that. Not about my Drake.
Drake literally told me personally he was dropping 3 albums. He said he had 5 ready for y'all, but y'all weren't ready for the 5, so he only giving y'all 3. Yeah. I said, yeah, that makes sense.
So I just got done listening to the new album from Drake, Iceman, and these are my first impression thoughts. And yes, I do know Drake dropped 3 albums, but here I'm only talking about Iceman. So listening to this album, I think you will notice 2 things. 1, beat switches. Lots of beat switches. And 2, you'll notice that there's a lot of songs over a soulful sample where Drake is venting, he's complaining about how everyone's against him. The best of which I think is Make Them Cry, the intro track, where I actually think Drake doesn't come off so much as whiny, but more honest and truthful about feeling paranoid after everything that's happened. Some other highlights for me included Whisper My Name. I think there's a pretty solid beat and chorus on that song. I love the chop up on Shebang. That is a very fun song. And Too Hard for the Radio is like a Nokia Part 2 almost, but with like a West Coast kind of sound too. It kind of feels like he's doing an impersonation of Kendrick there, but it's kind of fun. But other than that, I can't really say there are too many other highlights for me. You have Ran to Atlanta with Future and Molly Santana, which is an absolute mess in my opinion. Make Them Pay is another soul sample where Drake is venting, but it contains an Aiden Ross bar that
I don't see how anyone could defend. It makes me never want to listen to the song again. Bees on the Table has to be the worst collab Drake and 21 Savage have ever done. This would have been the worst song on Her Loss. Little Birdie literally sounds like a demo. What is going on with the vocals? Don't Worry is mind-numbingly boring. Firm Friends, again, is that same song we've heard on this album 5 times already. Make Them Know is a pretty weak ending too. The indigenous bar is terrible. For the most part, it feels like Drake sounds defeated on like half of these songs. Very low energy, not as many sticky hooks as some of his other albums have. For Drake standards, it feels pretty safe. Also, yet another Drake album that is entirely too long, did not need to be 18 tracks. While I wouldn't say this is Drake's worst album, there's a few redeemable songs on it, it's still not very great as a whole and doesn't have me very excited to listen to the other 2 albums. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Iceman.
Yo, I don't want to smoke, but Iceman is not it.
I listened to all 3 Drake albums, and here are my thoughts. Iceman had several great songs. In fact, my favorite was the first song, Make Them Cry. I liked it. His goal was to make us feel really bad for him, and I did. He was going through a kind of a moment of psyche, you know, recognizing that he had a lot of issues, understanding that, you know, he had a long way to go and a lot of maturing to do, and that he has a lot of problems that none of us really understood. His dad has cancer, and, you know, he's going through depression and anxiety, and that stuff is crazy. In fact, I was excited. I said to myself, oh my God, this album is about to be Drake going and taking a deep dive into his psyche and pulling apart all the wires that are crossed and really helping us dive deep into his emotional state and his distress. No, that is not what this record was. In fact, at the end of that song, Make Them Cry, he basically was like, yeah, if you thought you were here to dive deeper, I'm not diving any deeper than that. And then he really did not. The rest of the record was him traveling to Turks and Caicos, flying girls out, banging hoes, saying that he's the best, dissing Jay-Z and DJ Khaled and J. Cole and Kendrick. I mean, he went down the whole list of people that he didn't get a chance to really say anything about 2 years ago that he now suddenly feels is the right time to say. Which, by the way, that is an overall problem for me, because although the music is good and it's presented well enough, I guess, I still don't like the fact that you waited this long to say something. These songs could have been presented to us. You know, if The Heart Part 6 wasn't a great response, you could have put this into your writing and really made us feel what you really had to say instead of leaving The Heart Part 6 for us to marinate on for years. It was a bad choice. And now for you to come back and try to retroactively talk about all this stuff in 2 years later, nah, man, sorry. No. So, Make Them Cry, Make Them Pay, National Treasures, What Did I Miss? Make Them Remember, Firm Friends. These are all good songs. I have them listed on here. I have them liked. I mean, they were good. The production was good. The performance was great. Now, am I tired of the same old flow that Drake seems to not be able to get out of for the last decade? Yes. I wish that Drake would layer his vocals, put a little bit more texture on his performances, give us a little bit more sonically, because at the end of the day, Drake really needs to put a lot more into this. It sounds like the same Drake we've heard since Scorpion, since Nothing Was the Same, since, like, I want more from him. I'm a fan of music. I want more from Drake. At this point, I feel like this is his cap. This is his ceiling. I don't want this to be his ceiling. I want him to go further, and I want him to do more. I have so much more to say, but I don't have time. I'm not going to have you guys sit here for an hour about everything I have to say about this record or all 3 of these records. So I am making an almost 2-hour-long podcast about all these records, about my feelings on the songs, my perspective, what Drake should have done and shouldn't have done. Everything is going to be here. So if you want to watch more about my opinion, I will be posting it soon. Go to the link in my bio. Go check it out. Subscribe. Follow me. Because when this podcast goes up, I'm giving every single bit of my opinion on this and everything Drake has been up to. So go check it out.
Yo, just heard the Drake albums. Everybody giving their opinions. And I'm trying to get in his algorithm, so here's mine. The first one I heard was The Maid of Honor. The very first song, I think it was like Hose or something like that. Club, I guess that's the Club album. Very first song. Very long intro, but then it went and I like the melody. I like the cadence he was on. I really like that song. I'm like, oh shit, if this gonna be the album, oh shit. All right. The rest of the shit was mid-club joints. You know, you can dance to it. If you chilling with your girl in the club and she dancing to it, you're going to be behind with a cup in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't really no wow factor after the first song type, but all right, it slid. Next, we got that Habadi, whatever that is. I'm assuming that's the R&B album. I skimmed through every song, bro. I'm not impressed with none of it. Like, that shit is trash to me. Just my opinion. It's nothing, you know. It's nothing that's gonna make me want to go repeat or sit there and listen with my girl. That ain't it. All right. Then we get the Iceman, the rap album. You know what I mean? I was actually kind of excited, you know what I mean, to listen to some new Drake. You know, he's been in our radios for years now with people and all of that. So, you know, the battle was good with him and Kendrick, but it was good to, you know what I mean, Drake back outside. The album was mid. I don't have one song where I'm like, yo, that's my shit. You know what I'm saying? The 1 a.m. ain't on the album, so I can't even really refer to that. You know, there's a few songs where he's spitting. You know, he got the flow. He got the flow. He talked that slick shit. You know what he said about Khaled and people like that. He got those punchlines, but you know what I mean. The beats ain't crazy. You know, it's nothing. It's nothing new. It just seems like, you know, regular Drake album. You know what I mean? Hits on there, I don't know. Maybe if they play them over and over and we get them programmed in our head, you know, we may favor some. You know what I mean? But for the most part, you know, I feel like Iceman was very mid. But for what it's worth, Drake's back outside. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion of it. You know, I'm probably not going to be banging that. It ain't messing with none of his hits or his previous shit. Even Certified Lover Boy, you know, it ain't even fucking with that. So, you know, that's just my take on it. So, Drake back outside. Some people hate it. Some people love it. We'll see. A nigga put a 10 out of 10 on my fucking comments about rating it. A 10 out of 10? That's a classic. You trying to say, bruh, you know, you glazing a little bit, bruh. But be honest. Let me know what y'all think, man. Peace.
Tell me what you think down in the comment. Do you think this Iceman album will sell? Because even he was attacking one of his rivals in this album. Let us go straight to the video. Do you think that this album is good? Did you check out this album? And why most of the Black Americans are furious? Why he titled this album Iceman? Yes, they have been deporting so many blacks. Tell me what you think down in the comment. Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks. See you in the next video.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks. Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.